Hey guys, it's Sweet Pea Cosplay here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a work log for Astrid from How to Train Your Dragon 3 in the final moments whenever her and Hiccup are getting married. Today we're only going to be working on her accessories and not doing anything with the fabric. I decided to start with the foam pieces first because I thought that they would take the longest to do since I have to prime and paint and everything in between. So to start, I'm doing the medallions on her cape, which I'm just using a roll of painter's tape to trace out a couple of perfect circles. For each of the medallions, I did two that were the size of this tape, and then I did two more that were slightly smaller, which again I just used another roll of tape to trace out. Once the pieces were cut out, I took a pen and I traced out the stormfly indents on the smaller circles of foam. I'm sorry that you can't really see what I'm doing here, but basically I'm just taking my X-Acto knife and I'm running over the tracing that I had just previously did. I'm being careful not to cut all the way through the foam, I just want to score the pieces. After I scored the pieces, I used a heat gun to open up the scores. That way, whenever I paint it, they don't just close off again. Then I took some contact cement and I attached all the pieces together. The two large circles went first, and then the smaller circle with Stormfly on it went on the very top and center. The next piece that I'm working on are the wrist bracers. For this, I took some saran wrap and I wrapped it around my arm and then taped it up with the painter's tape that I had so that I could get an idea of the size that I needed it to be. I then traced out the design onto my template. I cut out two templates onto the foam, the pieces that are going to go around my arm. Then I cut out 8 of the spiral designs that are going to go on to the bracer. Once all of those were cut out, I used contact cement to put them together. Once all of the pieces were dry, I took a Dremel with a sanding tip and I started to sand down all of the edges so that they were nice and round and not poking out and kind of even. I've never used a Dremel before and I'm not that great at sanding, but I did the best that I could. After all of the sanding was done, I put a couple of coats of Plasti Dip onto the side, then I spray painted it with the Rust-Oleum Gold, and I made sure to lock everything in with the crystal clear enamel, also from Rust-Oleum. The medallions are done, but I did need to finish off the arm bracers. All I really did was I used my heat gun to heat it up, and then I molded it around a cylinder object that was not my arm because I didn't want to burn my arm. After that, all I did was I used some industrial Velcro so that I'd be able to open and close them around my arms. The next thing that I started working on was the flower crown. It's actually pretty simple. I just got 3 different types of flowers that I wanted to use. The first being these small white ones that came on the brown branches, and the second one being these pinkish, I don't know what kind of flower they are, but these pink flowers that I found, and some pearls that I also got from the flower section at Joann's. The first thing that I did was I cut off the branches from the white flowers and I started to hot glue them into a circular shape that would fit around my head, like a crown. Once the base of the crown was done, I started to pluck these pink flowers off of their stems so that I just had the flowers themselves, and I hot glued those into kind of randomized places on the crown. Lastly, I did the same thing with the pearls, just snipping them off and putting them where I thought that they fit on the crown. The last thing that I worked on was the wig. Astrid's hair has a very gentle curl to it at the end of the movie, most likely because she keeps it in a braid all the time. To style my wig, all I did was I took my straightener and I straightened a strand of hair at a time, and then I wrapped it around my finger and pinned it up. Whenever I release it, it has a very gentle curl without being, crazy. We're not making a rose quartz wig here. And that is it for the accessories and the wig. Here they are completed. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to continue seeing my journey to Astrid, be sure to check out my next video, which will be all about making her cape and her dress. I'll see you guys next time.